Alright, so our garage sale was this past weekend and I didn't take any video of us setting it up or the sale itself. It just got to be way too hectic, but I did want to share with you all how the sale went and kind of give you some tips if you're thinking of doing a garage sale of your own. Ultimately, our family's goal was to earn enough money to buy a sectional sofa for our new house's family room. And we are going to be super intentional about what items come into our new house. We might go without living room furniture on the main floor for quite a while until we find the perfect pieces. But I did want to have a nice couch for downstairs that we could all snuggle in together to watch a family movie. And I'm happy to report that we did earn enough money to at least pay for a good portion of a sectional sofa. We don't have anything picked out quite yet, but our garage sale proceeds were right around the $1,600 mark. So I would consider that a pretty big success. We did sell one large item, which was a two-person go-kart, and that made up about $700 of the profits, and so about $900 just in miscellaneous clutter that we took out of our home and brought into our garage for sale. We still have actually a ton of items left, and these items I pulled out anything that was good enough to sell on Marketplace or online or something like that, and hopefully I'll be able to make those sales here happen pretty soon. We only have one large furniture piece left, and that is a couch, and then we have some miscellaneous toys and things like that. Anything I can't sell online, I'm seriously considering that I will open up the garage this coming weekend and just have a free sale where people can just come and take whatever they want, because that will save me a trip to the Goodwill and hopefully get these items in the hands of people that could use them. I think there are 3 questions you should ask yourself if a garage sale is right for you. Number 1, do I have enough items to sell? Of course, we have been decluttering for 9 months, and you saw earlier in this video how much stuff we had to sell. We had a huge amount of items. We also were given items from my family and my husband's family, things that they no longer wanted, and so we could advertise it as a multi-family sale. We definitely had enough things. If you only have a couple bins, it might not make sense for you to set up an entire sale just for those items. It might be easier for you to just sell them online or to friends or even just to donate them. The second question to ask yourself is, are my items current? If you haven't decluttered your house in many years and you're now going through the back of your storage closets, you might find things that are quite dated. These items are not probably going to sell very well because they're not in style. Clothing and home decor items, they might eventually come back around in style, but at the current moment they aren't worth much, unfortunately, even though they might have been worth something to you earlier. So those items really don't qualify for sales. They're more apt to be donated and maybe picked up by somebody at a donation center. The last question to ask yourself is my spot appropriate for a garage sale? Now, for example, if you live out in the middle of the country where you're surrounded by gravel roads, there is going to be a harder time for people to find you or want to drive to your location than if you lived in the city in a quiet neighborhood that had street parking, for example. Now, where we live right now in our rental farmhouse, it is right on the edge of town, so it's not in town, it's on the edge of town, but it does have a busy highway that goes past it. And with signage and proper advertising, we were able to pull enough customers here. And so just ask yourself, really, do I think that I will get enough people to come to my sale at my current location? And if you answered yes to all 3 of the questions, then go ahead and use the next tips to have a successful sale. If you're looking at doing a sale of your own in the near future, I do have a few tips that might help you make your process a little bit smoother. The first one is to price everything in quarter increments, and sometimes you go to garage sales and there'll be things for a nickel, things for a dime, and it just is hard on the customer. It's also hard on the cashier. So keeping things in quarter increments where they can just come up with a quarter and buy something, or maybe it's 4 for $1, something like that. It just makes the accounting part of it so much easier, and it's also easier for the customer to compute. We tried to price everything that we could. We did run out of time at the end, but having a price tag on the items is really helpful. There were a few things that weren't priced, and I think part of the reason they might not have sold is because people just weren't sure that they wanted to ask us how much something was. There just might be some shy customers out there who don't like to bargain. I personally am one of them, and so having a price tag on everything just lets the customer know what you expect to get out of that item, and then they can decide if they are willing to pay that amount or not. We also had a couple of signs for the clothing that said you could buy each clothing piece for 50 cents a piece, or you could fill a bag, like a grocery size bag, for $3. And if there were only a couple items that a person found, they might opt to do the 50 cents a piece, but they could obviously get a lot more in the bag, and we did have quite a few people fill up their bags and buy the bulk deal, and that helped move a lot more items than we probably would have been able to. Near the end of the sale, if you're looking to move items out of your garage, you're looking around and you're seeing there's still a lot left to move, start offering bulk deals and deep discounts. If people are bargaining with you, that's a great time to accept these bargains, because that will get the items out of your garage and less for you to have to worry about, and also a little bit more money in your pocket. At the end of the sale, we decided that it was better for us to get a little less money than we were expecting than it would be to get nothing for it and just donate it to a center, because we knew none of these items were going to be coming back into our house for us to use. We were really encouraged to just sell or get the items out of our garage. I hope this video is encouraging to you to know that you can get cash from your clutter. With a few easy tips, you can also have a successful sale. Be sure to follow along in this channel to see our move-in video and our home tour video, and I'll share with everybody what we chose for our sectional sofa. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you next time.